happy day before Thanksgiving. I'm at the barn with my daughter. She's riding, so that's kind of why I look like the Michelin Man with all these layers. I just put on this new chapstick I got. Have you guys seen this? It's Total Hydration, and this one's Merlot. And it kind of looks like I just put on some fresh lip gloss. Anywho, little tip. So, Black Friday. It's one of those things where you either love it or I hate to use the word hate it, but love it or hate it. And I'm in the latter. I hate it. And I've got friends and family, and you know who you are, that lay out the ads that are in the paper on Thursday, and they make a map, and they have those stores in alphabetical order, and they've got their ideas of where they want to shop and what they want to buy and what the prices are. And that's fine, but then you have to deal with the crowds, the people, first of all, the traffic, the parking. And I just don't get it. I'm like, why don't you just stay home in your pajamas with your wine or your hot cocoa and shop? Now, I can online shop with the best of them, and you guys know that. And I kind of feel like it's like when you're scrolling through and there's like, oh, there's only 2 left or 1 left. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to put it in my cart now. I don't even need it, but I have to put it in my cart. But it made me think of this story years ago. I had a health condition, and I was in bed for several weeks. And my sweet sister from North Carolina came to stay with me, and we had to lay in bed. So what did we do? We online shopped. I mean, I guess we could have slept or watched movies, but that's what we did. So we just were buying stuff and checking out and buying stuff and checking out. And I kept getting this phone call from this 1-800 number. And I was like, I wonder what that is. So finally I answer and I say hello. And he said, hi, Mrs. Kinney. And I said, yes. And he said, this is Jimmy calling from Capital One. And I'm like, it's like, may I speak to Mr. Kinney? I'm like, he is not home. And I said, can I help you? And he said, well, I'm supposed to speak to the primary card holder. And I said, I think I'm on the account. So he checks and he comes back and he says, okay, I just need to go through the last several transactions because there's been a lot of activity in the last few days and it's very unusual. And we like to protect our customers and check for fraud. So I need to go through them with you. So I put him on speaker, and I do have to say my sister and I were giggling, but he just kept going through one by one. And he said, is this yours? And I was like, yes. And he said, and Nordstrom, is this yours? Yes. And Amazon, is that yours? Yes. Zappos, that's mine too. Another one at Nordstrom, I'm like, that's mine too. And the Gap, that's mine too. So I guess it kind of put things in perspective that you can online shop. And it's kind of like my Black Friday, but I guess I should have spread it out a little bit more and not done it so close together, because I think when your credit card company calls you because they saw unusual activity, or I guess an increase in activity, that's probably a clue that you need to cut back a bit. I don't know. I'm just saying.